Hello. Get started with the next in the series on the house build. For those of you who might have felt cheated when I showed the aircraft carrier in my backyard, that actually was a real picture shot with my iPhone 12 at the time in May of 2023, and the video or the picture was taken from Andy's patio. So I'll give you a little shot, and that's Andy's house is the house just off to the south of mine, or excuse me, to the north of mine on the right hand side. Also, what I'll touch on, the last time I touched on what it took to purchase the land, how we went through that. I did want to touch one other thing when I went through and covered in that. I was telling about having a broker to go through and do different things to look at it. Also, it's very important to consult with an attorney here in the Philippines as you're making a purchase. And of course, when you're making a purchase, it's actually in my wife's name. The land purchase had to be in her name when it's covering through. It does have my name listed on it, so you're listed as a second, if you will, when it goes through. So you can talk to an attorney. It basically doesn't give you the right to half the property or anything else in that regard, but you're protected somewhat in that if it is sold, the proceeds have to be split then when it goes through to do that, is my understanding. But I'll stand corrected. That's what the attorney advised. So anyway, the next one is when you get ready to pick an architect. And I talked about when I was filming that aircraft carrier. It's actually an amphibious assault ship. It's the USS Macon Island that was here in May. And at that time, May of 2023, is when I was doing my interviews of different architects. One of the things others have recommended as well is to get 2, 3, 4, 5 different architects if you can to give you bids on your project. One of the things it's very hard to do is many of, at least here in the Subic area, they want to do a package deal. They want to do your architect, they want to do the build, and they want to do the actual building and construction of the site when they go through to do that. So they want to do an all-in-one package. I did not want to do that. I would individually evaluate each one, the architect, the builder, when I looked at that to have it done. I didn't want to get strapped into just one person, and then if you had a problem, then you'd really be in trouble to do that. So it was a bit of a struggle to find different ones. So how do you go about finding an architect? That's one of the key questions. So what I did was I simply drove along the houses and watched different houses going up. As you noticed on the front end of mine and the front end of Ian's, there's a listing of us at the top of the ownership, owning the house, and then the builder and the listed architect for the house that's being built. And so I gathered all the names from all the different homes that I could see. I went to one architect first, and again, he wanted to do a total house build. He actually even provided construction material and different things with it. Another one I looked at wanted to do a complete all-in-one package, wanted to sell you the land, the build, and everything else together only as a complete package. And again, I rejected that. I had another one that I looked at that would do just as an architect, or would do as an architect and a build separately when I went through and did that. One of the things that came down, it wasn't a matter of picking price so much as it was how responsive the architect was, how much they understood what I wanted, how much they understood the difficulty of the land and the property he was going through. So in the case of Sheena, she actually came there. We actually met previously at the hotel I was staying at the time, and the hotel, we met there and reviewed what my plans were. She looked at that, looked it over, and then we went and looked at the land because I explained the difficulty of the angle of the land go through and cover what would have to be done to incorporate a design onto that hillside. So she looked at that. She actually went there, and actually she was there when I did the video of the aircraft carrier, the amphibious assault ship, I should really say, and was there overlooking on Andy's porch. So it gave her a very good view and perspective of what I was looking for, what I expected, and what I wanted to have in a house design when I was looking at that. Again, I was going after the view, and she very much understood that. She very much was working with that. In her case, she was going to be moving out of the Philippines and was actually going to the UK. But as we discussed, since the project for the job of the architecture was mostly online and corresponding back and forth. I was in the US, she was in the UK, and she had family and part of her engineering team back here in the Philippines. So it really was a round the world kind of venture, but she would send me designs. I sent the designs in, and I should say, I purchased a program on my iPad that allowed me to do house designs. And so I could practice the house design. It even let me set the angle of the drop off where it was showing the drop off, so I could incorporate that into it. So anyway, through this course of looking at the different people, she was the most responsive. She was not the cheapest. As a matter of fact, she was the most expensive out of all of the architect that I interviewed to look at when I went through and did the design. But I felt the most comfortable with her having an understanding of what I wanted to do, what I was looking for, and the difficulties in doing the design that was there. Again, it's when you're doing it, you have to be very comfortable with the architect that you're interviewing, that they understand what you're looking at and going through. Some of the things that she was able to do is in my house plan design. I'm not an architect, but I knew kind of what I wanted. So I drew up a driveway and I drew up a scheme to go through and do it. Well, I could only figure out how, because of the narrow width of the lot, I could only figure out how to come up with a one car and a scooter design to come up with it. Well, she came up with a way of rearranging the front door and some different things, and came up with a way of putting everything into a two-car design that I had in the carport to go through and cover, which was perfect because it gave me much more. But then that upset my wife, because my wife said, no, I want the front door to be on the front of the house when I did it. Sounds simple enough, but actually I had liked Sheena's design a little better, because she had made it so that you walked around a wall and you came in through a side view and came into the home. It was a little more private, a little more constructed that way. But Wendy insisted she wanted to have the house design on the front, and so Sheena went back, looked at her design, came up and did that, and came up with a design to show the front door when it's going through. And so these are the things when you get a really good architect. They can listen to you, they listen to your spouse, they pick up the designs that you're looking for, what you want, and they can come up with a blended idea. That was what was really so good with working with Sheena, is she didn't take just what I wanted, she took what I wanted, and she took what Wendy wanted, and came up with a really unique house design. There were other elements where I had thought where I wanted an office overlooking the back end. Well, Wendy wanted a large opening for the great room, so that it had a really magnificent view when you stepped into it. So unfortunately, my office has gotten segregated and moved to the basement. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I don't really have an office that I'm working out of. I'm retired now. So other than doing these type of videos and things like this, I don't have a lot of need for a very exclusive office anymore. I'm not doing my work at home as I once did. Well, anyway, that will do it for this segment, and then we'll get on with the video. Thank you. Like these videos, please give me a like. And if you want to send comments, comments are always welcome. I'll look for improvements and how I can make myself better. If you do subscribe, you'll be able to get next in line when the next video is coming back out again.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay. I think I'm seeing my answer there. The question we had was how high is that going to go to get to
right?
the road? See what they've done?
Oh, they put
Boxes
a.
there. I think that would be about road height.
Yeah. Well, ask your question, nevertheless.
I'm definitely going to
Don't guess. Ask the question.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Maybe a little high, actually, but wow.
It was a beautiful day.
Wow.
This day we had some rolling clouds, and you could see the clouds how they hang over the mountains on the far side. But it was really a gorgeous, gorgeous day. We've been paying a lot of problems with the rainy season and hard to work, but it was again just a simply beautiful day.
Look at the pile of dirt they dropped.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been that truck that was in here the other day.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't see the foreman again. He might be in the shack, but I didn't notice him standing out front.
There he is in the orange.
Good morning. So, is that going to be the height of the first floor?
Yes,
Okay.
ground floor.
Okay. Perfect. 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 Nice.
Flooring. Ground floor and then
Nice.
2-story.
Nice. You guys.
The backfilling height.
Right. Right. Perfect. Yes, exactly what we thought. That's going to be the height of the first floor. Looking at
Let
it.
me zoom in on that so we can see those height of the first floor
And beyond. So that rebar that's in there will take you about halfway through the second floor, I would think, and then they'll have to put an extension on it.
Yep. That reminds me, I'll check with Mary on the water.
Yeah, what was the story?
But they were coming up to inspect. I don't know what they did.
Right.
Whether they did or didn't, or
Oh no, this is nice. That was nice of them to put a nice pad here for us to step on. Man, that's a lot of fill.
Yes.
Ayusin niyo yung apakan niyo dyan. Pila kayo na ano. Spread kayo. Doon, pila kayo doon. Hanggang doon sa kapatid niyo. Pila kayo doon. Dahil kayo po.
Dali.
Isin ko yan.
I'm having trouble visualizing what they're doing. Oh, that's the wall, and that's the house. Okay, got it.
Gumamit kayo ng kahoy.
That's mine.
Kahoy,
Yeah, over there.
malapad na yan, oh. Magkano pala yan? Pag ganun nyo.
He's got an awful lot of digging to do on the front of the footings for the front of your house.
Yep.
That's a lot of digging.
You got a lot of backfill over there too, though.
True.
So this is impressive.
Much progress. Remember, we were down in there
Yep.
looking at the pipe, and there was nothing there.
Yep.
I guess they left that space for the breeze. I'm betting they're glad they don't have to move that rock there that he's stepping on.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
the size of that thing.
Extra house
Malaki
footing.
muna, tapos yun doon sa ano.
Yeah, that's perfect anchor.
Basta yung portion na yan, maano natin.
Actually, we were wondering how they were going to do that. They've obviously cut around that rock
Mhm.
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yan, malaki. Kahit na. Sandali lang butasin niya kahit naman yan yan eh.
Oh, ayan. Wala doon ngayon.
Bago ka rin, no?
Ay, wala doon na lahat yan. Nakakit na lahat yan. Kaya may kahoy na to. Kapel.
Kayong dalawa dyan na, no? Baba ka doon. Muro ka doon. Walang tao doon.
Bart, hindi ako mawalan nito, Bubar.
Kaya nga. Dito ka. Kayong dalawa niyan, kaya ni Ricky.
Dali, sabi mo ng tubo. Dapat pala dito yan, Dong.
Kasi mo na itong buhos mo to. Ano ito?
Mababaw na lang yan. Bitaw. Bitaw.
Get a good picture of your clouds over there.
I still can't get over that, even on a day when it's not cloudy.
Clouds
wind's
just hang
going-
on the top of the
They
mountain.
just hang there, yeah. I wonder what the altitude of that particular mountain is.
I don't know.
It's got to be well up there. That one's even higher, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, over there.
Bagal naman na sa taas na yan.
I can't get over how quickly they get stuff done, though. I mean, they'll have that footing all the way around. I'll bet you in an hour that'll be completely constructed so you can walk all the way around.
Yep.
All by hand. Not a power tool in there.
Stealing a little bit from the footings there to pour down your column.
So I'm tempted to ask him, once the walls go in here, all this area in here is unused space.
Yep.
I'm tempted to ask to put a door there just so I can store crap in here. You know what I mean?
What are you gonna make the door out of? You got steel?
Sure.
Okay.
An outside door.
You'd have to have a steel.
Why?
Because if you had wood, the termites are going to get into you. It's going to give the
Oh,
termites
an
a way to get
outside
into
door, plastic, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Termites are a big thing in this country.
And the thing is going to be is you're talking about doing that. How are you getting down to that door? Because that's going to be a surface level.
There's going to be a stairway from here, though, going to the back. So off of the stairway was what I was thinking. Accessing.
I don't know the plan well enough to know. That's what I was thinking of. See, in mine, there's a stairway that goes this way, a stairway goes this way, but I'm going into a basement.
Right.
That's it.
Just somewhere that I could use to store old tools and stuff that I'm not using.
Yep.
You know, typical guy thing. You got stuff you don't know what to do with it until you use it once a year, and then when you need it, you need it.
Extending that scaffolding forward here.
So my friend in Canada was asking when I'm going to build the big ham radio antenna on top of the thing. I don't think so. Although it would be a pretty good, what direction is that?
South. That's
South.
Due south.
So we're talking...
due north, due south.
Wow.
And due west.
There's not much due south of here in terms of radio traffic, I wouldn't think. Antarctica.
Borneo.
Okay.
You'd
don't think they're big into ham.
Yeah, you'd hit Borneo, I think is what you'd hit.
Gives you an idea just how high that is when you're standing here.
Yeah. You give off that persona that the ants just love.
Eat me. You'll have to edit my cussing there when I got bit.
I do that.
Yeah, for some reason those ants bite like it's like a bee sting rather than
Yeah.
a mosquito bite.
Well, you got a poison. If it's like the ones in Florida,
Yeah.
there actually is a poison that they give off.
Going a little slower than normal. Since we saw that snake the other day, I'm a little bit more cautious when I put my foot down. Wire.
Careful.
That's wire.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tied to the tree, so
Yep, I see
lift
it.
your foot there. Well, we're going to have to go around like we did last time. No going up that way, I don't think. Well, probably, but it's dangerous.
Filling boulders.
Yeah, much easier here.
So this is the first day I've not seen our excavator.
I was just thinking, it's unusual not to have it running. It's probably not from lack of work to do. It's probably out of diesel or something.
Well, maybe he's, maybe that's why he was working that Sunday. Maybe he was working in to make up a day off.
Right. Bloody ants. Mark, you might want to go up. That doesn't.
I'm good here. I'm
okay,
just going
okay,
this high.
Okay. Although we could probably get in by the dozer there quite easily.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. See if the footing's any good. We're good. Yeah, you get some good shots from here. They're jackhammering a boulder.
Hi, guys.
I think I'd rather be the guy on the shovel than on the jackhammer. He seems to be having the easier part of the job.
I want to be the guy on the camera leaving.
And I'll be the guy sitting in the spectator seats. Yeah. All this has got to go to get to the front of the house. That boulder there, yikes.
But I still got all the backfill, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, I need to backfill, so the interesting one's going to be is that column and then the one in front.
The far edge one in here.
Yes.
Wow. That's a week just to move that. I'm pretty sure with this.
Well, we'll see.
In North America, if we were pouring that, we would have a crane with an arm on it pouring the concrete into the...
Yep.
Now it's a bucket parade.
So I like this. They're mixing it up there, sluicing it down into the footing, and then take the excess from the footing and pour it up in your column.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys, still cheaper than a crane.
Yep. I might cut it off for today.